Okay, let's just get right into it. AI is moving so fast right now, it feels almost impossible to keep up, right? So what's really happening behind all the headlines and the hype?
Well, get this. In just the last year, AI started crushing tests that were literally made for human experts. At the same time, we're seeing hundreds of billions of dollars in new investment. So here's the big question. Is all this crazy fast progress taking us to a better future or a much more dangerous one? In the next 5 minutes, we're going to break down the official 2025 AI Index report and show you what's really going on.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll follow the money in the great AI gold rush. Then, we'll check out the insane explosion in what AI can do. After that, we'll look at where AI is hitting a wall, and it is. We'll also get real about the harms and the headaches this is causing. And finally, we'll jump into the big debates that are going to shape what's next. Let's go.
Okay, let's get into it. First up, the AI gold rush. And I'm not kidding when I say gold rush. We're talking about billions, with a B, pouring into the future of AI from all over the world.
Let's start with Saudi Arabia. They've just launched something called Project Transcendence, with a fund of $100 billion, all just for AI.
And then there's China. They're not sitting back. They've dropped nearly $50 billion into a fund just to boost their own semiconductor production. You know, the chips that are the absolute lifeblood of modern AI.
And you might think this is just a superpower showdown, but it's not. Even countries like Canada are getting in deep, putting up a $2.4 billion package just for their own AI infrastructure. This is a truly global race.
So this image really captures the whole story, doesn't it? What you're looking at is a global race to build what they're calling sovereign AI. Basically, every country wants to build and control its own AI future, without having to depend on anyone else. The money is just staggering, and the ambition, it's even bigger.
So, with all that cash flying around, what are we actually getting for it? Let's talk about the capability explosion, because what these systems can do now, well, it's pretty mind-blowing.
I mean, look at this. We are now seeing AI just master things we thought only humans could do. On the left, that's a complex coding problem. On the right, that's a question from a graduate-level science exam. We're not talking about simple trivia here, folks. This stuff requires seriously deep, expert-level knowledge.
Okay, now check out these numbers, because this is where it gets wild. On that coding test, the top AI gets a perfect score, 100%. But the expert reasoning questions, that's the real shocker. The AI scores an 87.7%. Want to know what the human experts who wrote the test scored? 81.3%. Yeah, AI is now officially outperforming its own creators on some of their hardest exams. It's surreal.
But hold on, it's not all superhuman genius, because for all its power, AI is also hitting some pretty hard walls. And this is where the picture gets a lot more complicated. And that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? For all its incredible power, can AI actually reason like a human? You know, can it tackle those really messy, multi-step problems that need real understanding, not just fancy pattern matching? Well, the answer is a pretty clear not yet. See, as the AIs got smarter, the scientists basically realized their tests were getting too easy. So they had to invent harder ones, like this benchmark called Big Code Bench. These aren't just simple little coding puzzles. No, they're designed with all the complexity and messiness of real-world problems, specifically to find out where AI breaks.
And here it is. This is the breaking point. On the really tough part of that new test, the best AIs in the world can only solve the problem about 35% of the time. So that perfect score we saw before, it just disappears when things get genuinely complex. And that's the key takeaway here. There's a massive difference between acing a test and having real, flexible, human-like reason.
Hey, just jumping in for a second. If you're getting something out of this explainer, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and drop a comment below with the next topic you want me to dig into. Share it with your friends, and of course, make sure you subscribe to Curious Decoder for more deep dives into everything you need to know. Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's shift gears now to the really serious stuff, the human cost. Because beyond all the performance scores and the billions of dollars, AI is having a very real and sometimes pretty devastating impact on people's lives.
I mean, just listen to this story from the report. It's absolutely chilling. A woman in the UK is just doing her shopping, and suddenly she's publicly accused of being a shoplifter. Why? Because a facial recognition system got it wrong. It just misidentified her. And get this, the company admitted the mistake, but they never even apologized. This isn't some abstract what-if scenario. This is a real person with her life and her reputation turned upside down.
And you'd think making the tech bigger and better would fix these problems, right? Well, not always. This heat map shows something really disturbing that researchers discovered. As they scaled up an AI model, made it bigger, fed it more data, it actually got worse. It became even more likely to slap harmful labels like criminal on images of Black and Latino men. It proves a terrifying point. Making AI bigger doesn't automatically fix bias. Sometimes it just makes it louder.
And the list just goes on and on. The report is filled with these nightmare scenarios. We're talking about AI apps being used to create fake nudes of a 15-year-old student, a chatbot being created using a deceased teenager's identity without anyone's consent, and of course, AI-generated fake news and celebrity endorsements being used to try and influence elections. The headaches are turning into full-blown migraines.
So all of this leads us to the final and maybe the most important question: what's next? Because the future of AI isn't really about the tech anymore. It's about the massive debates we're having right now over who's in control, where the data comes from, and frankly, what kind of future we all want to live in.
And one of the biggest fights in the AI world right now is this: open versus closed models. The question is, should the most powerful AIs be released to the public, where anyone can use them? The open side says, heck yes. It drives innovation, keeps things transparent, and stops a few tech giants from owning the future. But the closed side says, whoa, hold on, that's incredibly dangerous. They worry about it being used for mass disinformation, or even something as terrifying as AI-designed bioweapons. There is no easy answer, and you can see the stakes are just astronomically high.
And here's a curveball that almost nobody is talking about yet. AI might be about to run out of food. Seriously, these huge models learn by gobbling up data from the internet. But look at this timeline. We're running out of good quality stuff for them to read. Researchers think we've basically burned through most of the useful data on the web already. So what happens when the AI has read the entire internet? It's a huge problem that could put a hard ceiling on how much smarter AI can get.
So this is where we are. AI isn't some science fiction idea anymore. It's here. It's now.